Sometimes there's no one to blame for natural disasters. We chalk them up as acts of God. Other times they can be chalked up as acts of human incompetence, negligence, or good old-fashioned stupidity. Tonight, there's more reason to suspect the dangerous fires that reduce so much of Los Angeles to ashes belong in that second category. We are learning that firefighters were told reportedly to leave a small brush fire in California, even though they voiced concerns that it was, quote, a bad idea. And they were right. The embers from that first small fire, which were hidden underground, eventually became the deadly Palisades Inferno that killed 12 people and burned thousands of structures across 3 major towns. According to the LA Times, firefighters were concerned that the embers underground would reignite, and they did, with disastrous consequences. So were their concerns ignored, and could different decisions have saved lives? NewsNation's McHugh now joins us. Now, you've been following this story for quite some time. What's this new information?
Hi, Elizabeth. Well, it sure looks like the narrative of this Palisades fire is kind of like blowing up before our very eyes, and it sure looks like this could have all been preventable. Earlier this week, we learned that hikers atop the Palisades found that burn scar was smoldering, and that was days before the Palisades fire ignited. Now, text messages from firefighters suggest they were told to roll up their hoses and pull out on January 2nd after that New Year's fire, what they call the Lockman fire. The text messages, according to the LA Times, suggest that firefighters told their battalion chief that the ground was still smoldering and rocks remained hot to the touch, and that the battalion chief had been told it was, quote, a bad idea to leave. Despite that warning, they were ordered to leave. Then, a week later on January 7th, the fire reignited and would become the Palisades fire, the worst in LA's history, taking 12 lives and 6,800 structures. But the Los Angeles Fire Department was adamant they completely put out the earlier fire. Now, Spencer Pratt, who lost his home in the Palisades, posted some of these texts from current firefighters weeks ago. He and Gabriel Mann, who directed the documentary Hot Shots, have been communicating with current LA firefighters and posting about it. Mann says one of their sources, who asked to remain anonymous, confirms all of it.
When he was on scene, he saw multiple smoldering stumps, red hot coals, stuff that would not be considered mopped up properly for a wildfire of this size. He communicated this to his battalion chief, and he was even trying to dump water that was still left in the uncharged hoses just to try to put this stuff out. And he was told to pick up the hoses and get out.
But Mann and Pratt, in a new text that they shared with NewsNation, say this firefighter takes it a step further. He writes, the city could have done better. However, we're super busy and understaffed. The state should have been there to assume command. This highlights the lack of unified command and proves that the state and local agencies have huge gaps in managing the urban interface brush that led to the Palisades fire. This firefighter obviously echoing what we heard earlier in the week from the lead plaintiff attorney, Roger Bailey, saying ultimately the onus here, Elizabeth, is on the state. Now, we reached out to Los Angeles Fire Department. They did not respond to our request for comment, nor did Gavin Newsom's office when we asked them for a comment as well. Back to you.
All right, but it sounds like this latest reporting says the responsibility might also be, it's not just the state, it's also the city or the county for leaving the fire, that even though, or being ordered to leave.
That's right, that's right. Yeah, there's multiple errors here, Elizabeth.
Wow. McHugh, great reporting. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.